Hey, what's up, cello players? We're going to play a Pepperoni Pizza-cato today. Don't forget to slow down the video in the YouTube settings if you need to practice slower, and also don't forget to stick around to the end of the video where I'm going to go over some tips and tricks on how to make this sound great. Here we go. Okay, folks, so this song is really cool, Pepperoni Pizza-cato. I'll be honest, as a non-cello player, this took me quite a few reps, a couple days in a row to build up my finger strength and also build up my right hand plucking finger strength. It took a while, and even this morning I was like doubting myself as to whether or not I could really record this in one take. I had to do one edit. It's not all that hard, but for someone, if you were approaching this song not having the proper techniques in place and not having the training in place with the high notes on like the high Ds and shifting down to like a low C sharp, then you're gonna have a pretty hard time with this. And I would suggest slowing this video down and really focusing in on what I'm doing in each technique. That'll help you learn it correctly and also not get as frustrated. So as soon as you encounter something you've never done before, stop, find that section of the video and loop it and spend some serious time working through this. I had to practice for about 2.5 hours on this, and I'm guessing it might be a little less, but it was a while. And as like a professional musician myself, like I know how to practice, it was still hard. So for you as a beginner coming to this song, just know that there's some stuff in here that you're gonna have to work out. That's one of the best things about being a musician, is being able to find new things that are challenging and see if you can rise to the occasion. It kind of proves to yourself, it grants you some confidence when you're able to do things that you didn't think you could do before. All right, well, let's get into it. I've got both cameras on so you can see my fingers a little bit better and not lose the camera angle. So first off, at the beginning, we've just got a bunch of A's, so we're just going to kind of skip through that. Measure 8, we do have a decrescendo. I would definitely follow the cues of the conductor. Maybe they want more, maybe they want less. So that's the same volume. Maybe the second one's a little softer. Try to make that work for yourself. First thing at measure 9, we have our very common placement in the song, the G and the F sharp. You may notice that my cello has the sticker. The sticker is not accurate, not 100% of the time. So when I play my G, I'm actually having to play a little bit lower on the fingerboard so that it's in tune. I used a tuner when I practiced this song for much of this practice session. So again, as a professional musician, I know what tools I have available to me, and I used them. I had my smart music tuner up, and I practiced with this song slowly. So you should do the same. You're not a pro musician yet. You're learning, but you're not there. So trust me, a tuner is going to do you a huge favor as you move through a lot of these notes. Let's keep going. Got some E's here. First time we've seen an E in this song. Remember, E is played pretty close to the nut. And again, first finger for that note. Make sure that as you're pushing the string down, you have a lot of downwards pressure onto the string so that when you pluck it, it sounds good and not like this. For measure 15, we've got E and A, which are going to be on the same finger placement on the cello. It's just that we're going to play down a string. When you go to play that bum, 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 be sure that you don't play too high on the B. It's lower in pitch than you think. D, F sharp, our first time seeing that motion. Make sure you use your tuner for that one. And then we get to measure 21. Measure 21, 22, and 23 are one of the hardest spots in the song for us because we have a repeated motion, but that repeated motion ends in the third measure and it has to be quite a bit different. So make sure you pay attention to what notes you have. G, A, B, A, G, A, B. And then to G, G, F sharp, G, A, D, A, D. You've got to be able to work through that. I had to practice this area on a loop for probably like a good 20-25 minutes. And every day that I came back to it, I had to make sure that I was really getting it right every time. So be sure you use the correct fingerings. You've got to get from that A down to the low A pretty fast. 25, 26. This is a D major scale descending. Start on high D. Nothing too bad here. Just make sure you start soft enough. It's piano. And then you've got to get soft at the end of that scale. So soft, soft, louder, 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 softer, softer. And then 27. This one's actually a little harder in my opinion. This section here it's hard because you've got to get down to that C sharp. So be sure you use your tuner on that one. It's going to be the furthest shift down than you've had to experience so far in the song. What I like to tell myself in my brain is just go lower. Just go lower. Get it down there. Low! Right? As long as you can aim lower than you normally do for the highest note in the 4-finger pattern, you'll probably hit it correctly, as long as you don't overshoot it. And that's what your tune is for. This area is fun and difficult as well. You've got to get the C sharp happening in the third beat. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A. Be sure that you are taking your time with that. Those are pretty wide. I mean, my fingers are like jacked up. They're super wide. Careful not to be too high on the pitch on that. This is just a coordination thing. I practiced this area for probably 20-25 minutes, and then every day that I practiced it afterwards, I came back to it and made sure I was as good as I was before. So take your time on these 3 measures as well, 4 measures as well. 4 measures going into 33. When we get to 4 before 41, right here, da 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 bum da da dum. This is all about dynamics, so be soft here. Low A. Measure 41 is our melody. B, F sharp. Be sure that this, above all else, sounds amazing. You don't want to have the melody be kind of ratchet. Make sure that those fingers are ready to go. Measure 49, repeated the melody, but then when you get to 51, you have the high D. Two measures before 57, we have this crescendo here. So let's just isolate this real quick. Let's try that again. I didn't even pluck the A. I wanted to play it so soft. In order to get dynamic contrast, sometimes you really have to over-exaggerate things. Let's try it again and actually get the pluck in. A little bit of intonation problems there. We'll let it fly for now. Measure 57, we're just the accompaniment, as soft as possible. And then make sure you do your crescendo going into measure 63. Measure 63 is loud, bum, bum, bum. And then you have to do a dramatic drop down to piano in measure 65. And then the last two measures, nothing hard about this, except getting that high D to be in tune. Woo, hurts that pinky. So a little long-winded for this one. I went over all the pieces of the song. I tried to go over some of the things that I was thinking about. I tried to let you know that this is not just simply wham bam practice and not actually think about it, rep large sections. I spent a lot of time on 2-measure phrases and 4-measure phrases as I went through this song, and that is how we do as musicians. That's how we learn how to play real well. That's how every pro musician begins their start. I'm not pro at cello, I'm pro at trumpet, but all the same things apply in terms of the way that we practice. You have to take it in small doses. You have to make sure that what you practice is perfect, or as perfect as it can be that day. And you can't be hard on yourself, because it's all about growth. I'm better today than I was yesterday, and I'm better yesterday than I was the day before. It's all about growth. That growth mindset is going to go a long way. It's going to make you a better player in the long run and enjoy doing this thing, this music thing. All right, if that helped, let me know in the comments. If you think my cello playing's trash, let me know in the comments. We'll laugh about it together. I'll heart it and be like, yep, for sure. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you played this in the past or it's coming up in the future, be sure to let me know that in the comments. I'd love to give you some encouragement and tell you great job on a previous performance if you have a link or something. And also, good luck if you're about to play it for a concert coming up. You guys are awesome. Keep up the great work. This is a hard one. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.